So I'm back talking with Jim, and we're going to talk about sort of what you can do before you get onto a Zoom call. So we've had a camera discussion as in a previous video you can watch, but this is going to be pre-Zoom prep, I guess. So what are some of your tips, Jim?
Well, this is a spontaneous list that's just coming together as I speak. And
it's a list.
it's a little, I've got a little list from the Mikado, I think it is. Right. So the first thing is you're going to make a call. You're going to a meeting, but don't get all wound up about it. You may already be wound up, but that's a separate issue. Okay. So for the Zoom meeting, there are a few things to take into account. And the first one I'd say is your internal state. A couple of very simple breathing exercises, but while you're doing those, then check out your background. Do you look reasonably professional? Have you got some clothes on your top, appropriate ones? Lower part of body, not relevant, but it does matter if it helps to make you feel good, because otherwise you're in half and half mode. You're sort of focusing and dressed and professional, and the rest of you still in bed or playing tennis or whatever it might be. So we want you in the meeting. So it's up to you to do that. So background, and in the background, so you want, from the camera's point of view, place yourself in the shoes of the camera if it had feet, but look at yourself for where you're sitting or standing from the camera viewpoint. And just go onto Zoom and on the settings and click on video, and lo and behold, you should see yourself on there. Make sure you've got the right camera selected if you have, say, one on your laptop and one on top of the monitor. But make sure your background is not brighter than you, because if that's the case, you're not going to be very visible.
No, you become one of those Victorian silhouettes, don't you?
Exactly. You used to have little biplanes flying around and all that kind of thing. But you don't want to be a silhouette, because you want you to be present. Now, I'm going to turn off some lighting I've got on here. You see what happens immediately. Now, that's not too bad. And on the other side, I've got more outside light coming through. So it doesn't change much. But if I had a bright light behind me, my face would be more or less the color of Natalie's hair, or just a shadow, and you can't see my expression, you can't see my face.
So let me see. Let me try this. I'll take my camera.
Oh yeah, and turn around with the window behind you. Yes.
So how does...
You're still doing very well, actually. Okay, beginning to go now. You're getting dark around the eyes. Yeah, so I can't see your expression in the same way.
So, and I'm not...
That's much better already, even though you're further away from the camera than you were. Yeah.
So it's a little bit difficult to work out how far
it is. You've got to play with it so seriously. The best thing to do with that is, if you're setting it up yourself and you haven't got somebody giving you feedback, so it's somebody capable of giving you objective feedback and not afraid to do so. Yeah. So if you have a family member checking you, and they may not be sure what to look for, they may know even less than you, and they may not want to offend you. So they'll say, oh, you're looking fine, but actually you're looking terrible.
And I think also, so I'm on natural light at the moment, because this is quite a light room, but I often do recordings at night. So what I've got to see is the lighting that I use. Yeah. I don't have ring lights or anything fancy. I'm very much a believer in keeping it simple. But I need to make sure the lighting, and what lighting I do have, is not reflected on my glasses. So I have a window in front of me that I've closed the blind, because otherwise it reflects on my glasses. There is some reflection.
Yes. Yeah.
But I have noticed that when I'm at night, I get these like light, you almost can't see my eyes for
a pair of orbs. Yeah.
So it is just about, so yes, when there's a window, I preferably face the window, but if you can't, I've got the window side on.
It's a broad diffuse light, which means you've got even lighting all over your face, and it lights up your eyes. Now I've just put my glasses on, so I've got I suppose, 50% natural and 50% artificial light on here. I've got two little flexi adjustable brightness.
No, it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
No,
I can't see without my glasses, so I need to wear them. Yeah. But yeah. The thing is at nighttime, the lighting is different, and it's about how you can play with it.
So Natalie, I've just had a thought. Well, I think we should go back and restart this, because we promised them a list, and we've now gone into a lot of depth, and we're
still giving them the list.
Oh, I see. We're just talking about it. Okay, yeah. We can take this bit out. Right. Okay.
So the first thing on the list is lighting. It's the window or the lighting at night. So what would be your second thing on your list?
Sound. Sound is really important. What often happens is you'll notice with some people the sound is not very clear. If you're using the laptop internal microphone, then very often when you get a certain distance away, it's kind of little bits missing out of it. And it just sounds weird, as though there's something missing, but there's still whole words there. It's hard to understand. If that's what you've got, then definitely, because sound is probably more important than video, especially on a large call. Yeah, I've got an external microphone on here, small
little microphone.
Yeah, I'll just take off my background and show you my little microphone, as it were.
Or you can get these label.
Yeah, you get it's like,
microphones.
I've got this little microphone here. The Samsung Go, which is quite small, and I've got it on one of these sort of angle poise adjustable stands. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can move it, and it's quite good quality. It's not as good as the big ones that cost a good bit more.
But you can get.
I reckon it's pretty good. Yeah.
you can get what you can afford, so it doesn't have to be an expensive 80 or 100 or even 200 pound one. It'd be 20 quid if that is.
That, I mean, honestly, these little ones. Here we go. Yeah, these little lapel ones. Mm-hmm. I think £10, if that, on Amazon. These little ones.
The one thing with lapel ones is earrings. Depends if you're wearing long earrings, is that they're not clicking. And if you do talk with your hands, just make sure that you are not knocking it.
You're not trying to be a gorilla and going.
So that is the one thing with lapel, because quite often they'll wear it on the chest, and they with hand movement and bangles or anything. So what you can do is you can actually record so you just go on Zoom, you just join Zoom, and then you record something, and then watch it and see how your microphone sounds, how you look, and try the different little microphones or get something, and then see how it sounds and looks. Hear how it sounds and see how it looks. How's that?
Yes, well, absolutely. But the other thing is you want to have the right volume coming through on the microphone as well. And I see this with people sometimes where it sort of nearly blows your ears off, and it's distorted. There is an automatic setting. I could do a little screen share on here, if that helps. Share screen.
Hang on.
Oh, you've disabled it, right? Okay.
No, I've got it. There we go.
Share screen. Okay, which one is it going to be? That one there. So share. So this one on here, you can see my voice going up and down. So how you access that? So this is on a PC. You've got this Zoom, not Windows, one on here. You go on that little one on there. You click on that, and then you end up with this drop-down menu. Yeah. And so if you select audio on there, then on here on microphone, so I've got probably 2 or 3 showing up. I'm not show off, but what I would also say is that my experience is I've got a quite good webcam, but the microphone leaves a lot to be desired. Mm-hmm. And so we've got this one on here. That's the laptop one. That's the one I'm using. And that just says same as system. So that's the one I'm using on there. Now to set the volume on it so it's onto there. So I can, oh yes, it automatically adjusts the microphone volume. Mm-hmm. So if you unclip that, so I'm just going to reduce this. So I'm going to reduce that down, and I'm probably getting fairly quiet now by doing that. And then just hit the automatically and just start on speaking, and it's coming up again, but it's still there. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that was, but I would bring it back up to where it was. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, no, it sounds good. It's coming up.
Right. Okay. So probably a bit more. So it doesn't want to go because I've got automatic on there. It's setting its own levels now. Whereas if I move over here and speak very close to the microphone, it may actually change the settings.
Mm.
Yeah. So automatically set it up, but do a recording. Do a recording, play it back. Notice okay. And if you're asking a colleague, remember, don't ask somebody who is afraid to tell you the truth, or who might be a close family friend and don't really know what to look for or to listen for, and ask somebody who knows.
I think it's also is if you go networking, watch what other people do, or in any Zoom, it doesn't have to be networking, but watch what other people do and see what you like and what you don't like. Listen to the sounds. So when you're watching yourself, when you've created your little video and you're watching yourself, and I know people get uncomfortable watching themselves, especially when they first doing it. Yeah. Don't worry about that. Try and listen to the sound. So maybe even just close your eyes and listen to the way that you're speaking, to see if there's distortion, to see what's going on. But look at what other people are doing. What do you like and what don't you like?
Yeah.
And are you doing what you don't like? Then you need to change that and start doing what you like. So it's just about taking a moment to almost put yourself in other people's shoes or seats to see what they are seeing when you are speaking. Now, me personally, if I'm not feeling connected with the business owner due to, as we mentioned earlier, the profiles, or can't see them because of bad lighting and I can't hear them properly, I'm going to switch off.
Exactly.
But if somebody's clear and if I can see their expressions, and especially if they're smiling, I'm like, ooh, I want to connect with this person. It's like anything. It's like if you go to a face-to-face meeting and you're talking on your mobile, you're just focused on your mobile phone, or talking like this, you're not going to connect with them.
No.
It's exactly the same.
But sometimes you can cheat briefly, and that is when you're talking to them, you can look over their shoulder at what's happening in the background.
Yeah, true. Okay, so we've got lighting, we've got sound.
Lighting, sound, dress, and then managing your energy. Very briefly, so you're managing your breathing. And what you do is literally take in a fairly deep breath, like don't stress, force, just ideally what you do is I'm going to stand up and demonstrate slightly. Now, this is deliberate. You need to see my stomach, not my head. Yeah. Mm-hmm. When a baby breathes in, what it does is when it breathes in, it goes like that. Mm-hmm. When it breathes out, it goes like that. Now, 90%, okay, at least 70% of adults, when you say take a deep breath, they go like that. And that is because somewhere along the way they've had micro or major traumatic incidents, and it's a kind of a fearful response and breathing shallow. I just mentioned that in passing. They can all be resolved. However, if you take a deep breath and try and breathe into your stomach, and then hold it for a second or two, and then let it out again. And just while you do that, just consciously focus inside, not the call coming up, not the computer coming on, the faces, the noise, the hurry up, you're late. Focus inside, and then just taking another deep breath. And imagine as you breathe out, it flows down your body, way down into the earth, and breathe in again. And then you can open your eyes, didn't tell you to close them, and go, hi guys, I'm here. But you're there on your terms. And that's the important
That's a
bit.
great tip. And I mean, that's something that I help my clients with as well, with going to face-to-face meetings. You know, before you're going to walk into that room, take that breath, take that moment, and then walk into the room and be present. So it's a great way. And it also, when you do the deep breathing, what it does is the oxygen's going into your brain, and it just starts to relax your brain as well. So you're not going.
This is where you need it. If you're going to be focusing on thinking and working and
but it
monotasking.
If you're nervous about networking and you're getting that fight or flight almost, it calms you down, and then the brain can slow down, which then means you can then start networking.
There is another thing you could do as well. Stay off the caffeine. Because caffeine dehydrates you. I don't care what the statistics are. This is what I find. This is what I measure when I'm measuring stuff. And it definitely dehydrates you. And if I have too much caffeine, not only am I a bit hyper and tend to do my sort of spider on the ceiling bit, when I get super duper in my sticky pads, but I then feel a bit rough and don't.
This is where you need to drink more water.
You need to drink a lot more water. Yeah.
So part of the Zoom prep is make sure that you got some water with you, so that you can be taking sips throughout the meeting and not waiting until you totally dry mouth. And especially if you're nervous, your mouth dries out. So you might want to just keep drinking a little bit of water. Yeah. Did you have any other tips? I
think that's really it. So let's just summarize. So basically, your environment, dress decently, appropriately. So somewhere between what suits you in your role as between sort of relaxed and authoritative, whatever is appropriate. And you're being professional. Sorry?
Sound.
Yeah, but you're being professional. Do the whole thing. Don't just go around in your bare feet, because otherwise you're standing.
I like working in my bare feet.
Okay, that's fine. As long as that is your thing, but don't just get super chilled out casual because you're on Zoom.
I only wear shoes because you have to wear shoes outside.
That's fun. I've nothing against bare feet. What I meant was for people who 99% of their waking time, they wear shoes. Yeah. But they just sort of chill out so much, they get all, chill out. And then they come across that way.
All right. So I dare you. Are you wearing shoes or barefoot?
I'm neither. I have sort of slippers on. Now, however, okay. Okay.
And shorts. You've also got shorts on.
There's one. Now, but there is one thing. I do have a chair. There you see. There's the other one. Right. I do have a chair mat underneath, which is plastic. Now, it's not going to create static, but it's very difficult if you're thinking of bare feet grounding.
Yeah.
Plastic mats are not the way to do it.
No. That's why I have carpets. So I'm in shorts and barefoot because I grew up in South Africa.
Well, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So you go barefoot, and
barefoot
shorts.
For me is I love being barefoot, and I would be barefoot or flip-flops all year round. Well, I like.
But listen, I grew up in Ireland on a farm, and it was wet and muddy a lot of the time, and I wore wellies a lot of the time as well. So barefoot was sometimes in the summer.
So like you said, but it's about being comfortable, and it's about how you feel. So if you feel confident and if you feel professional being in shorts and barefoot and a shirt and tie,
tux, put your tux and your shorts on, or your swimming trunks or whatever.
But who cares? It's exactly how you. If that helps you, if you feel professional in that, then go for it, because you relax. You can still feel professional and relaxed at the same time. You don't have to.
Yeah, we were both
And
coming at this from slightly different points of view, but that's the key thing. I think we've just got there between us in terms of the right words. Sometimes you can't find the right words, and you just got to work around it, and gradually, bing, it materializes. Yeah.
but
So
it's what works for you.
Exactly
what works for you, and it's
So very
finding the right thing.
very quickly, we have dressing relaxed with it that feels good for you, getting the lighting right, checking it out with somebody who knows what they're talking about, who can give you valid feedback. Sound. Sound, and of course, the breathing exercise and relaxed. And then, as we said in another video, if you've got back-to-back videos, take the enforced, look, guys, don't care, boss, I need a person break. Yeah. But then you literally use that to visualize letting go of all these cords you might have acquired on there or sent out, just letting go and coming back into your space, owning your space and going, right, I'm back.
So I hope this conversation has helped. It's been really fun. It's just on the cuff, just talking about what we like to see. But at the end of the day, look at other people and see what you like about it, what you don't, and then start to find what works for you and how you can be seen by your peers, by your clients, by your fellow business owners, how they see you when they're on Zoom.
That's a really good way of putting it. So thank you for watching. Trust we've made you laugh a good few times, maybe exasperated you, but you've got to the end. Now go forth and be present. Get your sound right. Sounds good. Sounds right. Look good. And as Will Smith might say, make it look cool.